All right, so I went and got a dry erase board because I said, you know what? Hold on, y'all. I gotta grab the lighter. All right. So the other day, I got a bright idea. I know it was intuition telling me I need to go get that dry erase board that I seen at the Habitat for Humanity a couple of weeks ago. And so I went back to go get it. Anyway, it wasn't there, but they did have another one. It's not as big as I want it to be, but it's actually good enough. So you got to start somewhere. So I'm just going with what the universe told me to do. All right. So this is what I wanted to do because I wasn't planning on using this. So I got a little bootleg setup going on. Y'all don't judge me, all right? I got the scrunchie, the scrunchie, whatever you call the shit, scrunchie, the dishwasher scrunchie. To wipe it off, it kind of works pretty good, so we're gonna go with it. All right. So what you got is you got a up and down, and what we talking about here is, like I said, the duality and polarity of you or us. All right. You bipolar. We all got a little bit of that in us, all right? Because we have some poles, but really it's more than two. There's an up and down, and there's this one. So this is how I like to help people to understand how you can tell when you're not balanced, okay? Because, like I said, everything has a positive and a negative. That's what you have been taught to believe is good and bad or good and evil. Now, I'm not telling you to not believe it. There is people who have evil intentions or ulterior motives or something that they may be trying to accomplish behind something that they're doing to you, and they'll probably never admit that. True enough, indeed. So what I'm saying is these words exist. They do have meanings, but a lot of times we don't understand why we have been taught the words in the way that we have been taught them, and how that can really have us messed up in the head as far as our understanding of our existence. All right. So this line right here is what I equate to my chakras. All right, and that word is CHAKRA. And let me get my phone so that if I need to reference anything, then I can do that. Because I really want to be able to teach. You know what I'm saying? And I want to make sure that my teaching is effective. Now, I don't advise using these devices a whole lot, but sometimes when your brain gets scrambled and you can't remember everything you need to remember, these devices will come in handy. So if you use them the way that you need to, you shouldn't have a problem with that. All right. The problem with these devices is people don't utilize them enough. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say the story real quick. But as a matter of fact, let me just go ahead and get that. Okay. So definition of chakra.
Here's the definition of chakra. In Indian thought,
Chakra.
each of the centers of spiritual power in the human body, usually considered to be 7 in number.
All right, it said each of the centers of the spiritual power in the human body. So now this is according to Google. It's telling you that you have spiritual powers. All right, I've been telling y'all for the longest that we are spiritual beings before you was even a physical or human being. All right, we'll get into that. You were a spiritual being and you had spiritual existence. All right. Now you have come into a human existence and having a human experience as a spiritual person, spiritual entity. You believe you're limited to things that you can actually do because you're looking at a bodysuit basically that has you restricted in your mind. Some of the other things that have us restricted in our mind is the way that we're taught in the programming that society puts on us, and so that we understand only that only certain people are able to do great things and be great and magnificent and all powerful, and everybody else is just a meager peon. But this is not true, all right? And Google's telling you this. They have to tell you the truth. This is a universal law. They have to be able to tell you the truth. The problem is, or what happens is, they're counting on people not to actually go do their research and look for the truth. They know that you're not going to do it, so they put it in plain sight, knowing that you're not going to go look for anything and try to find anything out, because you are okay with accepting anything that anybody tells you. All right? Now, I understand that everybody is not a thinker. I understand that everybody's not analytical. I understand that a lot of times people don't even realize what the hell is going on around them and how it's actually going to be affecting them soon. People do not seem to realize we're in different times, all right? Now, this is why, like I said, one of the reasons I decided I'm going to get to this real quick, because I'm going to put these chakras on the map, and so I can show y'all exactly what the chakras are, what they're called, and then we can talk about what they're for and how they're affecting you, or how them being off balance is affecting you, because you don't understand the spiritual connections that you have to yourself. All right, you have to be accountable for the spirituality in you. Nobody else is going to be accountable for that. The thing is, a lot of us don't know that, so we're ignoring the spiritual side. And what's happening is, as a result of us ignoring our spiritual side, not actually being in control, nobody's driving the boat, then things are happening and everything's going haywire in your human experience of a life or your physical existence, because you're ignoring the spiritual side. All right, so I'm going to, this is going to stand for your I'm gonna put positive over here because this is my left side, and then I'm gonna put negative over there. Positive and negative. That is your charge, all right? Frequency, whatever you want to call it. Energy, vibe, frequency. Okay, negative. Frequency. Boom, all right? Now, you have, I'm just gonna draw our human heads up here, all right? I know it's probably a, boom. Now, we have been taught that our mind and brain is the same thing. Mind and brain, all right? But what I want to explain to you is it's not the same thing. I'm going to draw a graph so that you can understand what's actually going on here. So let's just say it's split into two, all right? Now, one side, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to put your brain over here, all right? And put mind over here. This is connected to the physical side of you, all right? Boom. And I'm drawing this out for myself too as I speak, because I think it'll help me to navigate exactly what I'm trying to say and not confuse anybody and not bore y'all either, all right? So your mind is connected to the spiritual existence of you, okay? Boom. Now, society from birth knows this about us because of what? They study the human existence. They study these things. They study the human existence. When they study these things, they have to be discovering the spiritual part, because there's so many things that are unexplained. There's so many things that they can't pinpoint. They have to associate it with something other, something extra, something terrestrial, okay? So they know that when you're born, you're still connected to your spiritual side. So you haven't had enough human training, brainwashing, programming, let's spell that, programming, okay, boom. You haven't had enough of this yet. When we're born, see, this is why kids, babies, young entities are able to feel vibes from people. So that's why babies can tell bad vibes and bad spirits when they come around, because they're still connected to the spiritual existence of themselves. So when we're born, this is us, all spiritual. Boom. We don't start getting humanized until we've gone through these things, okay? Let me just let me highlight human. I hope y'all can see this. I don't have the big markers yet. I gotta get them. This how they had at the Dollar Tree. Let me be right there. So boom, okay. Human. I'm just gonna try to write a little bigger. Okay. When you gotta have your human training. This is what is going on in school. All right, I'm finna connect all of this stuff for y'all. I'm gonna try not to lay too much on you in one video, but I'm finna make it make sense for you, real good and easy. All right, just listen up, pay attention. All right. Now, the reason that you have to go through your training as a human. Let me pull this up. Can y'all see the board? All right. Hopefully y'all can see that. All right. Now, the reason that you have to go through this training, like I said, is because they know that you're spiritual when you're born. All right. No, you can't see that, can you? Let me just pull it over here like this for right now. Okay, boom. So, all right, I'll tell you what. Let me do like this. Can you see that? No, cannot see that. All right. So, the reason that you need to go through this is so that they can shut this part of you down. All right. They want to shut you down. Boom. Down. Why? Because this is a high frequency vibration. Okay? Your spiritual side, this is a high vibrating side, all right? This side, this physical side, the human side of you, or the ego side of you, what do you want to call it, the brain side of you, this is associated with the low vibrations. And the reason it is because low vibes, which is vibes is frequency. Vibes short for vibration. They're, trying to get people to associate the word vibes with a hot chick. But the word vibes is really short for vibrations, all right? And your vibrations that you're experiencing are the frequencies that are inside of you, all right? This has to do with up and down, high and low. This is exactly why I say that the God, that you seek and the devil that you seek, it's in you, all right? It's not on you. It's not outside of you. It's inside of you, all right? You have a high vibe and you have low vibes, all right? The lower vibe of you, this is the devil. This is the Satan. This is that evil entity that people fear when they go, or they think that when they die, they're going to see this guy if they don't save their souls by dedicating their life to whoever or whatever they are associated with religiously, all right? But religion, okay, religion, I'm just going to draw this right here, a line down the middle. Let me change this. Let me change this line color. I'm going to change the line color to blue. I'm going to change the religion color to blue. And what I'm going to do a key right here. So I'm going to just say religion is blue. Yeah. Blue. That's the wrong damn color. I gotta put these damn markers down. Okay, boom. Blue. Human is red. Black is spiritual. That's the color black, all right? We're not going to talk about the race of black today. That's a whole other topic, though. All right, so this is just so you know what the colors mean when you see the lines, all right? So I have one more color, which is green. I'm not using it yet, but if I figure something out, then that's when you'll see that, all right? Boom. And that's just for people that's tuning in after I start this video. All right. This is your mind. Okay, boom. What happens is, what religion does is block you and spirals you down. It keeps you from getting connected to the spiritual side of yourself, which is what they have been trying to do since you were born, all right? That's why they have to send you through school, all right, to train you, brainwash and program. Now, let's think about this. Why do I say that? Well, if you think about it, what do they teach you in school? They teach you how to what? Be a worker. They teach you how to what? Get a job, you know what I'm saying? Find a career, work for someone. They don't teach you how to manage money. They don't teach you how to become wealthy. They don't teach you that, working for yourself could get you just as rich as the boss did, or the, business owner that you're finna go work for. They don't teach you to just learn what you can, get experience, and then level up. They teach you to kind of plateau out and just basically work all your life, save your 401k, save your money in the bank so that the banks can take your money and invest it out throughout the year, while they make all the money, only give you a 1% return on your savings account, or your money that's in the account or whatever. That's a whole other story. And then, of course, you're paying taxes in the midst of all that too. And you don't really owe the taxes. They're just using the tax money to make more money by loaning it out and flipping it and doing everything they need to do throughout the year. And then they give it back to you at the beginning of the year in form of a tax return, okay? So it's a lot of things that they just need you to do, which you can basically equate to being a slave, all right? And so a lot of people don't think that, they don't see that, because they think that slavery is associated with people in shackles, okay? Slaves in shackles, all right? Boom. Now, this is false. This used to be the case. The old school slaves used to be in shackles and chained up and all that type of stuff. And so this is old, okay? The new remix that they have going on right now is that slaves are in, I'm just gonna put in doctrinated. All right, now let's look up this word, because I know that a lot of people don't know what it means. Indoctrinated. That's not the real spelling of it though, but I'm just gonna, y'all like that? Indoctrinated. That was off the top of the head. All right, and let me save this. I'm coming back to the chakras now. We're gonna talk about the chakra and the positive and negative, how this relates to the story that I was telling y'all about. All right, them not encouraging this young man to what? Be free, be successful, learn how to be wealthy. If he's showing signs of early entrepreneurial spirits, that is something that I am the type of person I want to encourage and motivate kids like that. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with kids who are not showing an entrepreneurial spirit. So let me give a disclaimer before the parents come for me. All right, because I have 5 of them, and I'm not going to say anything about any kids that don't have any natural talent. All mine have natural talents. So, I mean, hopefully that is the case for you. A lot of times that comes through who you are too, even as an example, and also from your genetic, makeup and DNA. Your spirituality has a lot to do with this. Now, if you're not a high vibrating spiritual person, that is okay, because you have the potential to be. But you have to understand that in order to get over here, which is where you're actually supposed to be operating at. This is what you're supposed to be operating off of. This is why you get things like intuition and instincts, or instinctive, mind or instinctive thoughts, because your spiritual side, you have a lot of things going on over here with the spiritual side of you. You have this is where your ancestors are, trying to communicate with you. And you want to communicate with your ancestors because these are people that have lived life way before you. And what happens is we never actually die, okay? Our soul lives on forever. So you think that you're going to die when your body, your physical body, expires. And so that's what a lot of people are scared of. That's why they jump into the downward spiral of religion, because they feel like this is going to save them from something. But when you understand that you were spiritual before you was even born over into be this, before you were born as a human and coming had to have this human experience, you were already existing as a spiritual being or a spiritual entity. Okay. So the reason that we have all these issues, like, and I'm gonna use the green for these things, like these, I'm gonna call them symptoms, because this is another part of their reason for programming you, brainwashing you, training you to be a part of their what? System. Now this word is system, but I'm putting symptoms right here too. Let me put a line over there and put system, because this is what we are in. You're in a system. Now these words might sound familiar to you, because you might understand that. I want you to understand that as a human being, the physical side of you is like a computer. All right. And therefore, it's pretty easy to control you, because that's how they control computers. They program them. All right. Which is why they do this. What has systems that you know that exist? All right. Electronic devices have systems that work collectively to make the whole operation go. Okay. This is what's going on. We're trapped in this system. They trap us in this system from the time we're born to the time that we die and expire. Now they know that we keep rebirthing ourselves and coming back. All right. And so when you have your ancestors trying to contact you and talk to you through your spiritual side, but you have this blockage right here a lot of times, or you might not have a religious block, you might just have a block because of the indoctrination working so well. All right. So you might not be religious, but you still might be asleep or unaware, which is what you can equate to sleepiness. All right. Because when people say someone is awake, listen, you're never going to be fully awake. The rabbit hole is too deep for that. When you awake, you're actually dying. Okay. When you're awake, you're actually sleeping. It's hard to describe, but you got to kind of look at it like, when you're up and we're feeling like we're existing right now, we're really living like a dream. We're living like it's a dream. We're in a dream. You're in a simulated dream or existence of something that you have created with your mind. They know this, that we can create things with our mind. This is why they want to shut this side of you down. All right. This is how manifestation comes into play. Now, this young man that got caught cutting hair in the bathroom, he had an entrepreneurial spirit, because see, his ancestors is telling him what he needs to do, and they're trying to remind him who he is. He has these good receptors that are able to receive the communication. All right. Other people that are trying to contact you might be your spirit guides. All right. These people are hanging out with you, spirit guides, and I equate those with like maybe angels or something like that. And then, or you could have spirit animals, all right? Maybe entities. Excuse me. All right? These are all the people that you were in your past lives. The spirit is still in you, all right? That's why they're trying to talk to you. See, they want to help you. They want to guide you. They want to lead you. So when you're doing things and you're going through life and you're hearing that little voice in your head say, no, don't do that. That's not for you. Don't go with that person. Girl, leave that man alone. But you still go out and you ask somebody, what you think I should do? What you think? You think I should do this and do that? You already know the answer. You already have the answer. Everything that you need to know is already inside of you, because you actually come equipped with these things, all right? You come equipped with these from the time you're born. Those spirits are still in you. They never left. What happened was they got shut out and shut down because the programming started to work and take place and kick in. All right, and then you became a part of a system that you wasn't paying attention to, that you didn't know what was even existing. And this is why they're passing out these, y'all ain't gonna say the name, but the word, but I'm gonna write it down. All right, because what gets these that y'all know of? Don't your computers and your electronics get these right here? Don't they get those? Y'all see what they say? They get those. All right. What gets programmed? Computers. What do computers have in them? Systems that cohesively work together to make a bigger operation operate. All right. Definition of indoctrinated. Let's talk about it. Indoctrination. I want y'all to listen to that word. Indoctrination. All right. Woo, that's serious. Let's break that down. Definition of indoctrination.
Here's the definition of indoctrination: the process of teaching a person or group to accept a set of beliefs uncritically.
The process. There's another word that's associated with computers. Of teaching a person or group to accept a group of what? Or what? What else could you be teaching? A group, to teaching a person or group. Y'all see, I gotta listen. You gotta check out the wordplay on this shit. To accept a set of beliefs uncritically. That means you don't have to think about it for yourself, because we're gonna tell you what to think. We're gonna tell you what to do. We're gonna tell you how to feel. We're gonna tell you what it looks like. We're going to tell you what it is. We know you're not gonna question anything, because this is why we're programming you. We're programming you so that you can accept a set of beliefs uncritically. This is why they took critical thinking out of school. And see, this is why I'm trying to get to this point right here where I can teach, because I understand what's going on now. I understand what the problem is. See, people when they get out of school, they are not a fit for college, or maybe they weren't smart enough, or they thought they wasn't smart enough. Because I'm gonna explain something to you about education. See, education, it dumbs you down. All right. What happens as a spiritual being when you're born, you know everything that you need to know. They make you forget the shit that you know. That's why when you're doing stuff and it doesn't feel right, you get what they call a feeling, a vibe. You get that nudge, you get that notion something's telling you, don't do this. Something's telling you that's not right. But you don't want to listen because you don't understand that is your built-in GPS system that has come to save you and keep you out of trouble and keep you from going through the downs, or too many downs. Because see, a lot of times we're creating situations that we don't have to create, because we are thinking things into existence. We're believing something about our situation, or we don't appreciate. We don't have that humble, gracious attitude about where we at, how far we've come, how much we've changed, how much we've grown, what we have done. We're always focusing on what we haven't done, what we can't do, what we won't do, what we, ain't built to do, what we not smart enough to do, what we don't have enough money to do, what we don't live in a good place to do. We focus on all these things instead of changing our mindset that, well, how can I do it? All right. And so they know that they want you to doubt yourself. That's why they suspended that young man, because they want to shut his shit down. They want to shut him down. See, they want to bring that frequency down. They want to get him down on the human side over here, when he's only thinking with his brain, because it's easier to program the brain. You can't program the spirit. So you can only program the brain. This is how they get the kids with the music and stuff like that, because they're using frequencies. They're using hertz. They're using beats in music to also indoctrinate, okay? Not only do they indoctrinate you with education, all right? They indoctrinate you with music. They indoctrinate you with medicine. Okay. They indoctrinate you with education. Send you to school. You go through school. It's free up to 12th grade. And then they tell you, okay, it's time to go to college. Now you need to pay to go to school. And all they're doing is trying to get you caught up in the system, the cycle of the system. Boom, 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 till you die. That's it. Then when you die, your soul comes on out. Boom, boom, boom. And if you haven't completed your mission and found yourself connected back with your spirituality, guess what? You're coming back. And you might have a more fucked up situation. You got to tackle what you're supposed to be doing, your mission, your goal, the reason you came here. They want to keep you from that. They don't mind that you keep coming back. Because when you finish, you go. You're going to ascend back into your spiritual existence and being and go be free and go to another realm. And you may not know this life again. All right? But however it happens, I know that, like I said, you're going to go back to what you was before you came over here. That's why I be telling people the hospital ain't nothing but a soul harvesting plant and portal. But we'll talk about that on another video. I ain't gonna get too deep because they be, listening, trying to check a nigga. All right, so I haven't decided if I'm gonna try to monetize yet or not, but I know that I want to put this truth out here because it's just burning me up. I gotta listen when the ancestors tell me to do something, anytime when I don't listen to them, like I said, it being I don't even know how many felonies I've ever had in my life. I'm not even gonna sit here and flex. All right. I really if I thought that life was a person as a female, an independent, boss bitch, entrepreneur, all my life I had to fight. If that was a female, that would have been me. All right. So I want to really get us to understand why it's important. Now check this out. They have all these remixes of this coming out, okay? And the reason that they're pushing this so hard is because what's happening is the universe, I'm not gonna say the universe. I ain't gonna say the universe. I'm gonna say the hemisphere, I guess you could say, or the outer space. The Earth is tilting. We have some frequencies that are adjusting, and a shift is taking place on a universal frequency and realm. It's some energy that's going on that's taking place, and from my understanding, what's happening is, as a whole, humanity is waking up, and the spiritual awakening is gonna happen regardless. Now, everybody's not gonna wake up, but the energy and the frequency is becoming so powerful that they're having to try to boost up everything they can to try to take out as many people as they can, especially the woke ones or the ones that are already going through an awakening. Because see, what's gonna happen is if collectively we all wake up, all this shit right here is gonna get shut down. This is no longer going to be. They don't want that to happen because then they can't control the system. All right, that's their goal. Because the system, this is how they get money. Religion. These are just ways that they indoctrinate you. They mess you up through your food. I'm gonna say food and health. They mess you up psychologically. Oh yeah, they get in their head. And financially, or I'm gonna say economically. Economically, I think that's a better word. But we just gonna leave both of them up there. Yeah. Okay. So these are the other ways that they get you. All right. Never gonna tell you how to get rich and wealthy in school. All right. This is to dumb you down. You know everything. When you're born, you don't need this. Now, you can operate outside of their system, but it's some things that you're going to need to know about how that operates. And I'll be getting into that, talking about that in some more videos, all right? So, now what we're going to do is slide over here. And we're going to focus on the chakras, all right? Now, I know I messed this all up, so I'm just right on this side over here. But I wanted to make sure I get this point out. Now, don't forget, this is the negative frequency over here on this side. That's what we're going to be focusing on this line when we come over here. You'll never be all positive. You'll never be all negative. You need to be somewhere right in here, all right? This is what you want to be going with, all right? I can tell when shit in my life is not going right, that I'm off balance. I can tell when I'm over here and things are just, woo! But what you have to understand, the polarity of it, what goes up will come down. If it goes right, it's going to go left, and vice versa, all right? Because those things and laws of the universe will never change, all right? Just like you're always going to have certain seasons that come after the other. You always going to have night coming after day. You always going to have PM come after AM and AM come after PM again, all right? So you have to understand some of the things are never going to change. If you're up, things are looking good, there's always going to be a down. You'll never be up for the rest of your life. As long as you live life, you will spiral up and down, okay? So that's going to happen anyway. That's why you don't necessarily have to have this, because you're going to do that on your own anyway. You don't need any assistance with the spiral. Now, nothing's wrong with this if you understand the logic behind why you were given that, and you understand where it came from, where it originated, what the truth about it is, and you can differentiate between fiction, fable, and fairy tales, all right? You have to understand with your reading with a deeper mind and open eye. You cannot necessarily get that understanding if your spiritual eyes are closed, because you're not supposed to be looking at things with your physical eyes. See, this is what messes up us up a lot of times, and this is why it's also easy to program us, because we have these physical eyes that we're looking through, but these eyes, everything that we see through these eyes is all the visions was given to us. The eye that we're supposed to be looking through is what they call or refer to as the third eye, pineal gland. Boom, 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 boom. Which is one of the actual chakras, all right? So let's get the chakra chart up here. Now, I don't have all the colors of the chakras. There are several chakras. Let me just, and then let me tell you something about this word indoctrination. All right, let me sit down for a second. You don't know you could be a nation as an individual or a nation as a collective. But let's just refer to it as a nation of a collective, because they're definitely trying to indoctrinate a certain level of people more so than other groups of people. But let me explain to y'all. We got some new world order slavery on the way. It doesn't look like the old school shackles, okay? And so people need to understand this has nothing to do with skin color, all right? When I speak, even though I'm talking about people that look Caucasian, I'm not referring to regular class citizens that are in the same, you know what I'm saying, financial situation, the same tax bracket as me, or anybody up or down a couple of levels or two, all right? What I'm talking about is people at the top that's looking like those people. You have to understand who the enemy is, all right? I love my white friends, and I don't have a problem with anybody who is of any other race or nationality, okay? Because I understand that we're all here for a reason. I understand that we all have our faults and flaws. I understand that we're all just trying to get through life. And I also understand a lot of us have been tricked, fooled, and bamboozled, and we have no idea what's going on. So I don't hold that against anybody, all right? I know who I'm dealing with when I'm dealing with them. That's why I check myself before I wreck myself, and before I try to check anybody else. I check my balance. I check my temperature. I check my own balance and temperatures. I check myself spiritually, and I can feel, you know what I'm saying, this person. I can feel them. I can feel their intentions. I can feel if they have good vibes, negative vibes, bad energy. If they're giving off something that I'm not feeling, I'm immediately out of there. My listening to my intuition has just changed me as a person and changed my whole life. I mean, it just I can't even explain it. I can tell you some stories, but what I'm telling you right now is this is the current truth. And once I realized this stuff that I'm about to show y'all, this is what really hit the nail on the hammer and helped me to realize how what my mindset is has a lot to do with what I was producing in life. I used to look at myself as a career criminal. I used to actually call myself that, career criminal. I used to refer to myself as that. I used to refer to myself as that. And then wonder why I was always ending up in jail and in trouble. All right. Once again, if you haven't already gone over to my YouTube and hit subscribe at Shiibosstalkz, SHIIBOSSTALKZ. All right. I preach and I teach. I'm Giselle the She-Boss, the spiritual boss with the spiritual sauce, here to break you off some info, some helpful tips and knowledge about how to set your mind up to manifest and to change your mindset to improve just your whole existence on a whole nother level. All right. I started out talking about this article with this young guy who got suspended from school because he was cutting hair in the bathroom, making money. I commend it. I recommend it. I used to sell candy in school. I actually got expelled from school. The store really resonated with me. That's what I was going to get to too. The store resonated with me because I got expelled from 7th grade, but actually getting into a fight with a teacher. But the reason I got into the fight with the teacher because the teacher put his hands on me. You feel me? Called himself trying to stop me from selling my candy in school. And so, which was fine because he wasn't wrong for that. But I wasn't selling candy when he caught me. Or when he thought he caught me. I wasn't even selling candy. I was actually just giving some candy away because it was candy that wasn't selling. All right? And so, he asked me to put the candy up. And I had a little bit more candy to get rid of. You know what I'm saying? So,